2, 1.
Just some Hornell boys.
Never meaning no harm. That's good.
There, that's how we sing it in.
There we go.
All right. This episode of BTR is filmed in front of a live Pizza King audience.
It is.
No Pizza
Yes.
King audience here,
The
but
most Hornell thing ever.
yeah.
Pizza King, Hornell, New York. Welcome back to Beyond the Rotunda. It's me, John.
I'm Dan.
And we have a guest today, if you can't tell already, Mr. Ryan Flaitz.
Thank you.
A Hornell boy from most infamously known from the PSD
Infamous
clothing
is
line.
not a word,
Hey,
dude.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Infamous is not
Famously known.
I
He's
used
not
this
infamous.
last night in my speech towards SAT tests.
Ah, there you go.
Right?
So
Infamous.
yeah, famously known. But for a lot of other things, we know this is a Hornell-centered cast. Ryan is in town, spoke at graduation last night, so we're taping this on Saturday morning. What better place to be than at Pizza King on a Saturday morning, early afternoon? And it's leading us into alumni weekend, so I just grabbed this. You're going to find that all over town, welcoming our alumni back. But Ryan, thanks for being with us today.
Man, I'm excited to be
We
here.
are super
I
happy
was
to have you here,
pumped
man.
when we talked about this. I was like,
Yes,
absolutely.
We did a shout out in the cast. Oh, we're mobile at Pizza King. We don't have our little shout out thing, so
We didn't bring the shout-out. There's mixed reviews on it in general. A lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it.
Listen,
Yeah.
there's no way that the most annoying guy didn't invent the air horn.
I'm with you.
Like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
it's great, but he had to be an obnoxious person.
Just switch that sound over to the sound of Jim Carrey, and you know the most annoying sound.
There you go. The shout
gets
out.
the attention though.
It does.
So let's get us started. Let's rip right into this. Welcome back to Hornell. You come back quite often. How often
to.
would you say?
You know, lately it's not been a lot.
Okay.
Mostly I would come home, try to stay a month, 2 months if I could, stretch it out, in and out of town. But I haven't been back since September. This is the
Okay.
first trip.
Welcome
man.
home,
Yeah,
man.
so I came home in September, and then I was here last Sunday to this Sunday. So
Okay. Yep.
quickly,
Leaving tomorrow.
Time moves so fast.
Great. And where do you live now, Ryan?
St. Petersburg, Florida.
Okay.
I moved there. Still have a place in LA. Not my place, but we have an office.
Okay.
Go back, do my thing when I need to, and live in paradise, really.
Yep,
Florida,
great.
Florida's the place.
That's way cool.
hot.
Man.
Maybe it
Sun-
feels
sun's
like
hot.
yes, and I was just gonna say it might feel a little bit like that hot sun because we're on the tail end of our week-long heat wave here in New York. So it's warm. You may have brought some of that with you as you've been here all
Hotter
week.
here than it was there.
Yeah, I believe
Beautiful
it.
sunshine.
I believe it.
Very nice.
It's great.
And then Ryan, you're a Hornell High School graduate, class of
02.
class of
baby.
02.
Yeah, give me a shout
Dan,
out.
were you 02?
No, I'm an 01 guy.
01, so 99, 01, 02.
Yeah.
Ryan's a baby here.
Yeah, man.
A little younger than us. And we've talked about Pizza King many times on this cast. We were going to meet Ryan here today, eat, and then go to the studio. But I said this morning to Dan, I've got an idea. I'm going to call Jeff at Pizza King. And Jeff said, get down here.
Yeah. So thanks to Jeff and the crew for having us down.
Yes, so we were able to eat. We probably all have food in our teeth, but we did a quick check. But bear with us. So, Ryan, here's even more reason why I wanted to talk with you here. The first time I ever heard of PSD was here at Pizza King from you.
Wow.
So I don't know if you would remember this, but we were in the main room, which I don't even know if this room existed. We're tucked back here to try to stay out of some of the customers'
Was it
hair.
Mr. Chicken then?
Yes,
I was
Mr.
after Mr. Chicken.
Yes, the Girl Scouts. But you were saying, I've got this idea for a clothing line, and you had a notebook with some sketches and drawings. When do you think that may have been? Because I'm starting to forget this.
This was, so 2007 is what we claim as the founding year.
Okay.
2006, I was coming up with ideas. And
Great.
I was getting it ready and trying to talk myself into it more.
Great.
Like,
So
I'm going for this.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and that sketchbook was wild.
Yes.
It was me just throwing stuff at the wall.
it does it still exist, do you think? Probably.
It's somewhere.
Yeah, all right. Yep.
Somewhere.
In the archives, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
hold on
tucked
to it.
away. I do have some of the original stuff from the early days, but yeah, somewhere around here.
And I remember you had the van. No, I'm sorry. Well, was there a van? But I remember the camper.
Yeah, camper.
I remember the limo. You were
Yeah.
growing. You were going to all of these
You had the trailer
motocross
then,
things.
and-
Yeah, it was wild.
It was awesome. All that branded stuff down on
the early days. We
on
didn't
Erie
know
Ave.
what we were doing, but
Yeah.
we knew we were going to try to make it work. And, well, there was no turning back, honestly. Kurt and I both were we're all in forever.
So this business acumen that you guys have, right? This started real young, right? Like,
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, where you guys like started wheeling and dealing cars when you were like 13
We
or
actually
something.
used to pack my dad's garage with like 4-wheelers and dirt bikes and stuff, and the cops would stop by. They thought we were a chop shop. I swear. Like, my dad used to be like, "This is getting ridiculous," because we'd always have the garage door open with the lights on, and a trooper would pull in we're looking for stolen dirt. Not us, but we're just, buying and selling.
Wow.
So, yeah, we've always had that in us, even from a young age. Like, I remember selling gumballs.
Yeah, that's
Buying them for 5 cents, selling for 10. That was a thing. A bag of gumballs. Let's go. So,
And where would you say you got that from? Like,
my mom was always a big dreamer, and my grandparents had a business, so their business was in my family. Now, nobody ever took it to the level that Kurt and I have, but
Right.
it was like one of those things. My mom had a business. She always was like, "Go for your dreams, like do your thing," And then my dad was like more of the, "You're gonna be a tough man, let's
Right,
go."
right,
So
yeah.
it all like blended together, and yeah, man, I don't know. My brother was good at stuff with it, and I was creative, and it just over the years meshed together. And
you have a really fantastic family, man. Like
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
way
well,
through,
yeah,
cousins,
our family,
everybody,
yeah,
man. They're
yeah,
all
it's-
you got
it's fun.
a great family.
Yeah,
man.
thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely. They got a lot to be proud of, man.
yeah, I appreciate
For
it.
sure.
And you mentioned your brother Kurt. Now, he is not from Hornell schools.
Right.
You
He's
were in
from-
Hornell,
yeah,
and
he
he
went
went
to
to
Arkport.
Arkport. And Kurt's what class from
He would
Arkport?
have been 04.
Okay, a little bit younger,
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, the two brothers together. But yeah, I remember Kurt, and
So
I've connected with him too.
graduating year, they won the state championship in baseball. How about
That's
that? Let's
right.
give them a shout out.
That's right. Yeah, state champs, 20 years for Kurt's graduate.
Our friends up there.
Yeah, that's
I got
great.
some friends on that team. Yep, I sure do. I coached Little League for a few years myself, so it's we're at that point now that like my son graduated last year,
Yeah.
so all the kids that like I coached in Little League, like Gennaro Pico and
Yeah,
we
to see all
had
those guys
Jacob
grow
Bacon
up.
was a state champion. Yeah, it's been awesome to watch those.
It's
guys
cool that
grow
you
up.
guys do that. Like, shout out to Chris Clark. I told him last night, man, I'm proud of you. Like, for what
Yeah.
you do for the community and diving back in. Like, everybody needs that. Like,
We've
those
realized
people and like
This podcast is specifically for him.
the kids.
Yeah. And get guys like you, our 40,
You know,
pushing 40-year-old.
It's our era. Like,
It is.
Other people might not care, but we're like, let's tell
Yes.
stories.
Uh-huh.
And now let's go into another story, Ryan. Like, people know I'm in a cover band now, and we're trying to do our thing. And really, literally, one of our first gigs was at Jeff Johnner's
for his birthday.
13, I
Yes,
believe,
it was
his
amazing.
13th
That's where we
birthday.
met.
Yes, Ryan was there.
Shout out to the Johners for being a cool family.
Yes.
To get a band for Jeff,
For a 13-year-old
Barb and
birthday.
Jeff, obviously, Sister Jenny.
Yep.
Great family. Love them. Still very close to them.
Yep, great.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, and that would have been what year? Probably
We were
96.
8th grade, I think.
Yeah.
7th, but we
Yep.
loved you guys. That,
Yep.
that was when I became a Badgeman groupie.
Yes.
I never left.
Yep. I mean, seriously,
left.
literally, I think it was our first official gig,
Yeah, yep.
like
In
for
the
a birthday
basement
party.
of the
They may have given us $100. I feel like we were going to get rich that
Yeah, it
night.
was-
But yes,
back
you
then
were
I was
there.
getting rich.
Yep. And yeah, well, for real.
I mean, like,
Especially
yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
4.
Dude, if you had pizza kid
13,
money,
16-year-olds.
you could go to the movies.
Yeah.
Like, woo, man, it was happening.
That was
Yep. So
great.
that's where we met. Yep.
Yeah.
And Ryan, your personality is the same today as it was back
Hey,
then.
I'm just
Like,
who I am. It's
yep,
funny.
Huge
people say
smile.
something like this to me, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, don't make me feel weird.
Just smile, energy,
Thanks.
positivity.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's great. So
Yeah, I remember meeting you at, I think I was in 6th grade, and we met at the Foxhole at the YMCA.
Yep. Yeah. Then we became teammates.
I know.
and,
Then we were
like,
teammates for a long time.
Yeah,
Did you
forever.
completely skip modified soccer?
Nope, played 7th.
You did play
Yep,
7th,
yep,
yeah. So like
7th,
we were
and then I went
together
to
the
8th,
whole
yep.
time
And,
almost.
yeah,
like,
we were.
'cause
Yeah. Yep.
I always stayed back, and you always
I
went
got dragged
forward.
up in 8th grade or the 9th.
Actually, yeah, you were on varsity when you were in
Yeah,
9th. So
ninth,
no,
yep.
I didn't go to varsity until I
Yep.
was in 11th grade.
Yep,
So
yep.
yeah.
Oh,
But
damn.
It was great.
Oh man, what a good
Great
time we had.
Great time.
Gosh.
That is my inside the rotunda. Not the
Yes.
Rotunda, inside the rotunda story, and you're in it.
All right,
So
let's go.
if my mind, my memory sometimes get a little foggy, but
As they all do.
you'll remember if this was really you. But you took a laser from Jordan Tirico in a direct kick, did you not? And you
absolutely
had a bruise
took-
the size of a soccer ball.
and
that was
with the
black.
stitching mark.
Yes.
Yeah.
This kid was above everybody that I've ever seen play high school sports
Absolutely.
or like soccer.
The best
In-
that we ever faced.
what team was he on?
Millhouse.
He was Livonia.
Okay.
And they
Shredded
should have
Livonia.
never lost to a single person, but we harassed them like crazy. Like we were literally like those those annoying bugs that
Chris
won't leave you alone
Labordi.
to this guy. That was it.
Labordi
That was the
was
only
like-
way we
he-
could chip this guy away.
He would go
because
into
was
the
nuts.
zone for like days ahead of time when
Yeah.
we were going to face Jordan Chirico.
It was like, this is
Yeah,
it. But,
it was
but anyways,
intense
he
focus.
lined up for a direct kick, and we had to build a wall. I'm like, I'm not getting that wall. No way. I'd break in two if that ball hit me. Millhouse and all our defenders, they have to
Oh,
get
I
in
took it. Yeah.
But the best part about it was, he took it right in the back of the thigh, I think.
Yep, I turned, which you're not supposed to do.
Someone took a picture of your
Yeah.
faces as the ball was getting kicked, and their faces were like,
it was-
straight up fear.
So it was
Like,
me, and Mike Gargiulo, Matt Mitchell, and Ryan Clancy
Yes,
in that.
and
in
the
that.
faces in the photo. Well, anyway, someone hung that picture in the rotunda,
Yeah.
and it stayed up on the wall for a
long time. Yeah,
But it was one of the funniest photos ever. If
That
you
was
could
good.
find that photo,
Yeah, I'll definitely look
you
for
better
it.
dig up that.
I'll look
'cause
for it for
is-
sure.
That was the greatest picture.
A
I think,
rotunda
ever taken.
hanger. I
Yeah,
love
and
it.
I was in
Yeah,
the
I
rotunda.
remember
and
that.
I remember walking by it, just laughing. And I remember Millhouse would show us every week it didn't move.
No, it didn't. It got
literally
darker
had a
and
tattoo
darker. I did.
for months.
It was. That's the probably second gnarliest bruise I've ever had. I took a leg shot from Matt Haley in the once. I had it coming, and he was like, "Hold still."
Yeah. Exactly. If you move, you get it again.
That's exactly what it was. That was like the worst bruise I've
Doesn't
ever had.
count if you move.
I did have it coming. I had it coming. I'll give him that.
Oh, that's great, man. But that picture, that was my like.
Yeah,
that was
that's
the one
awesome.
Thing I was like, I know Millhouse took it. Laser
Oh,
from
man,
Jordan
it was.
Trico from
It was
Livonia. Dude set
never
all the
should've turned
records
around,
in,
but
in
yeah.
Section 5. Like, still has them.
If anyone can help us find this photo, send it. Send it to us.
It was in the Livingston County paper, I'm
Yes,
sure.
that's
Okay.
what it was. 'Cause
Yeah,
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the Tribune.
No, it
it was
wasn't Tribune.
Livingston County, but
Yeah.
somebody took the photo, and your faces were priceless.
Yeah, that was. We were terrified. We were all terrified.
as
Yeah,
should have been.
as we should have
Yeah.
been.
Which teams did you guys participate that won championships?
His
So my senior year,
Okay.
the 2000 championship, we won. But you guys went to the championship your senior year.
Livonia. They were.
Livonia.
Okay.
They were.
With him still.
The
It was
only
like-
team I think that could even
The wildest
close to
game
touching them,
I've
but-
ever seen. Like that championship game I came back for, and it was
Yeah.
ugly.
It was one sided.
I
We
mean-
couldn't. We could not. We almost. When I say almost, for a half, we were up 2-0.
It was
in the
very
early year,
physical.
but they were ranked in the nation.
Yeah, they
It was
were.
crazy.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then we went up 2-0, and they came out and beat us 4-2.
Yeah, it was a
And we were
very
like, you could just
physical game.
See it going down.
Yeah.
Kind of like, sadly, life of a Bills fan.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we got this. No, we don't. Damn, but it's
One,
all good.
2, 3,
Okay, we'll
4.
get
So I mentioned in a previous cast, for a while you were the record holder for
20 years.
20 years. He was the
man.
all-time
It
goal
was
scoring
crazy.
leader, and so
much
Jackie Mo
talent
got it on you.
crushed it.
Congrats to Jackie.
Yeah, he's the
Oh,
man. Yeah, I'm glad he got
Yeah.
it. I watched him play. The skill of that kid, it's
He's
amazing.
out of this
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, he's good.
They got a great program
When
right now.
I kept watching when it was getting close because Toby with Mr. Tobin,
Yeah.
shout out to Mr. Tobin,
Boop,
would
boop,
get a hold of
boop,
me.
boop,
He'd be like, he's always be checking in. What was your record again? And I'm like, who's getting close?
Yeah.
And then he told me, and I went and watched the game. I was like,
Did
he's
Brad
amazing.
Canny ever get close?
I'm not sure. Honestly,
wonder.
it's one of those things where the reason I got the record was I was just consistently putting in goals, and I would take
You were
advantage of
consistently putting in
I knew
goals.
that I wasn't going to be able to play the whole game against the Dansvilles and all them, so I'd get my hat trick out of the way
Yep.
early. We got to 7-0. We were
I mean,
coming
like,
out,
a left
Mr.
footer
Tobin would
with
be
a
like, "You gonna
natural-
play defense?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"No,
No,
I'm
no,
sitting
no.
on the bench. I'm offense." Yeah,
Left
like-
footer with like a natural ability to score. You always ended up being right.
that was the one thing. I was consistent in putting the ball in the net, but
Yeah.
fancying it, all that stuff. I had skill, but that wasn't my game. It was just like, all right, I'll be in the right position to
I
score.
don't know.
And that was
You were always right where you needed
Thank
to be,
you,
man.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. That was a lot of fun
soccer was
watching
a
you play,
blast,
dude.
man.
Like I was on the team and I was the captain my senior year, but I watched a
Yeah.
lot of soccer that
Yeah,
year
man.
and didn't participate in a whole lot.
no, but our team was great. Like
Yeah.
we had a good group.
We did,
Yeah,
man.
but you had a
Always
good
into
group of
battles
friends.
together,
The
and-
thing about my senior years, we had more heart than any other team.
Yeah, well, that's
They
that's
just
why
couldn't
we won
beat
a
us.
lot of games.
We had so much
yeah,
heart.
When I see the teams now, and I'm like, the skill of
The skill is
unreal.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
The
it's
speed
great.
of the game is so much
Yep.
faster than what we played. And
Yep.
I mean, we, for many
Yep.
years, until probably your senior year, maybe getting
Yeah.
close to mine, we just
Yeah.
played boot and run.
Right.
And
well,
then
then we started getting
then
skilled.
you guys started getting very
well,
skilled.
It started at a young age, our group.
Right.
We
Yeah,
worked
you
all
guys
the
were
way up.
always together from
That's
like
why
third
in
grade or whatever.
Ninth grade,
Yeah.
I think it was Jimmy, myself, and Rob were up on varsity.
Right.
And then
Eric came
Halfling
up and-
Eric,
yeah.
and yes. Shout out to all the boys.
Yeah, I
there.
know.
It was-
Yeah,
Yep.
your crew, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy,
absolutely.
everybody, man.
Honestly, I think that there may be some
Rob.
footage
Rob's a
in. Yeah, there you
beast.
go. There may be some footage in the '99 Battle of the Bands of your crew kind of just walking around?
Yes,
for sure.
Yep,
That's
together.
I'll try
Group
to
of
roll that.
friends.
Because did Inside the Rotunda, it was there for your senior year?
I couldn't tell you.
I know, because Tim Crow said he thought it was gone by his senior year.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
It seems like I think it started, what was it, Andy Ball said 94?
Well, the grades above
95?
me. I mean, I used to look up to everybody that was older because it was like, that's the best thing about Hornell. And everybody says that my generation was the best, which of course.
Yep.
But when we were coming up through, the classes above us you guys were all amazing. It was like there was always something fun going on, or funny, or like, spaghetti, the tank top protest.
Dude, there is footage of the tank top protest stuff too. We're gonna have to pull that out.
Crazy stuff.
We need
But it was
Wilsey
like,
for that
it was
episode,
old school.
I think.
It was
Yeah,
like the old school way of like, whoa. And then, of course, Hornell was a place where it's like, where's the fight today?
Yep.
Well, underpass.
What underpass?
Dude,
Pelch's backyard.
Speaking of fights, right? Remember the Tuesday afternoon series, right? We would go to Pelch's backyard on Tuesday afternoons. I think you were you
I fought
actually
my cousin Trevor. One time.
You were
in the clubhouse. Me and
you were fighting Trevor when
Yeah,
Mr. Pelch
we're
busted us,
cousins
right?
fighting each other.
Yes.
And Mr. Pelch came and was like,
busted us, and then we all had to apologize to him
we're all,
and everything.
doing the walk of shame down.
No.
Some people took the pole.
Yes.
Remember the fireman pole?
That was there was like 20 kids in the
Mr.
clubhouse
Pelch was all suited up.
fight.
And
And Mr.
Trevor
Pelch came
and I
out.
just-
Yeah. Classic.
Two cousins fighting.
I mean, but it was like,
I don't even know what it was over.
These were organized bouts.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we would pump it up all week to
Yeah.
who was going to fight on Tuesday afternoon.
I'm a little too old for that, or too much of a wimp.
Shout out to Trevor, because I
never
don't think
fought,
either of us got hurt.
No, we
were just
weren't
like-
trying to hurt each other. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Man, that was funny.
Yeah,
Having to
that was
apologize. Remember, having to call. We had to go
Yeah,
over
I
the
love
next
the
day to
Pelches. Shout out
Tommy's
to the
house. We all,
Pelches, yeah.
shout out to the Pelches. We
And the
love them.
clubhouse, the best thing about that was they actually, when they moved, they took the clubhouse, moved it.
Yeah.
We still hung out.
Yeah, exactly.
And we
Came
were
with them.
20s.
I mean,
like, we were
clubhouse
still
was
hanging
like
out.
a studio apartment, man.
Yeah,
That place is great.
The clubhouse.
Yep, the clubhouse
Air
was
conditioned,
great.
TVs, flat screens.
And then Ryan, when we came in today, Jeff said, "Look at your tats."
Yeah,
which
God.
you're an artist.
Yes.
Tell us some about your ink here.
It's who I am.
Yep.
It's been over years and years. I actually got referred to an amazing LA artist one year when I was like, I'm gonna get tattoos. Like I'm gonna go that route.
Right.
I think it's me. And so I started drawing up stuff. And when I went into this tattoo shop, like, put it this way, every single head turned like, who is this guy? Like, I did not belong in there.
Sure. First. Yep.
They didn't know me,
Yeah.
but I was like,
Record
and
scratch.
and shout out to my tattoo artist's name is A.B. Alvarez, and he is an OG. Like,
Okay.
he's
Man.
the real dude. And so I was like, hey, I'm Ryan. I was referred to you. And he was like, oh, and he opened up. Well, over the years, it's been probably 10 to 12 years now. I've been going to him every year, and we become close friends. He has amazing stories, been through everything in life. I mean, did prison stints, like crazy stuff,
Right,
like
right.
stuff that you hear in LA.
Yep,
And
sure.
you're like, wow, but his ability to do stuff is amazing. So I draw out my tattoos.
Yep. Great.
Some
All
of
your
our
designs?
paintings. Yeah, this
Nice.
is actually skeletons from Pearl Jam cover. I turned them
Yeah,
into skeletons.
dude, way cool.
And just like
Love
I
that.
implement my life into what I like, and some of them are just crazier than others.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. It's me.
Yep, I love
Some
it.
people don't like tattoos, and hey, that's fine.
So
A
your
lot of
art
people
line,
love 'em.
Flaitz whatever, right? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
name of your art line.
So that's me as an artist. It's like some people call me. It's funny when I'm out of Hornell. Like some people call me whatever when they see me. Like
Yeah, okay.
artist,
Cool.
whatever. It is cool. Like,
Yeah.
but certain people recognize it. But Flights whatever was my art branded name that I wanted to run with. My last name, obviously, and
Yeah.
the whatever was because I chose in my art career to paint whatever I wanted. Nobody can tell me what to paint. Nobody can tell me how to do it. It was my thing. Nobody was gonna get because within PSD, there's when you have partners, you have everything, and you have employees. Everybody has their input. Flights whatever's me. Completely I do whatever I want or I don't. Like if I don't want to do something, I get jobs offers.
Awesome.
I'm like, you know what? It's not for me. Because the way I look at it as an artist, I want to enjoy it the entire time. The second that I don't enjoy art, I'll be done.
So what's your preferred medium? I know you do a lot of cardboard.
Yeah, that happened by
Very cool,
accident.
man.
And I did it, and the first 200 people were like, "You'll never sell on cardboard." And then I was like, "Watch me." It was a great thing, and it slowly started growing value. And now I don't really market anything. I have people randomly refer people to me, and they come in and give me half of their bank account, and it's amazing.
That's awesome. And the scale
it's
of your
fun.
work too. I mean, you do some really large pieces.
Yeah. A lot of my stuff is larger than the average artist paints. So I mean, I have 4 foot. Usually, it's 4 foot pieces to 10 foot to and it's crazy.
Excellent.
Some of them I have to cut them in half to get them through doors. I can't frame them a certain time. I have to know where they're going.
Sure.
We're super lucky here in town that you've been willing to share some of that stuff with us also.
Yeah,
so like if you check out the alley down by the warehouse
that was
you're also involved in, there's
my little canvas. And
there's some cool
project
stuff down there. Make sure you check that out. And like I've taken pictures of my daughter down there in front of the line.
At some point I'm going to redo it. I'm going to put a new piece in there.
Love the Grinch thing at Christmas time.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I love when people take photos and they're always, tagging me in and, showing that they appreciate it. And the kids seem to love it. And honestly, like when kids love stuff I do, it makes me probably the most happiest. Like,
great.
Yeah.
The photos that you share of your nieces and nephews and like your family, clearly that's your happy place. Dude.
Oh man,
there's no
those
doubt
kids
about
are great.
it. Like
they're a blast.
Yeah.
And they all have their own personalities, crazy names. My brother and my sister-in-law Dominica, they do an amazing job of like raising the wild family that they have.
They were great neighbors too. I was over down there on Maple Street, and when they were living
that's
there,
right.
Yeah,
they are the Beverly Hillbillies of Brentwood, Tennessee. Now, like when you can't pull in the neighborhood. If you pull in the neighborhood, you just looked at every house.
You knew which one.
You'd go, that's them. Because there's bikes everywhere. All the kids pile in from the neighborhood now. Every other house is squeaky clean. My brother's house, bikes, helmets, diapers, whatever.
Sounds like they have a wonderful home.
Yeah, it's great.
Man.
It's a happy place.
Like,
A lot of fun. It's a blast. That's why I try to spend as much time there as I can. When I get the chance. Yeah.
And then Ryan, today I'm wearing again the No Celebs shirt.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you want to talk about this for a moment? Give us some feedback.
That is another brand. Honestly, I created it in 2014, and I just do little things here and there, and I give them to people. I never promote it or anything. I am going to launch the site soon. It's just a fun passion. I don't care about what it goes to. I don't need it to be big. It's not for money or anything. It's just like, it's a play on celebrities, like those celebs. I lived in Los Angeles. I saw celebrities all the time. I deal with them all the time, and it was just like, this is a cool, like, I expect what I envision of it over time is celebrities will be wearing that.
Yeah,
they'll be wearing celebs as a celebrity.
Yeah.
And I already have some that do.
Okay.
And it's funny, and they're always hitting me up like, dude, people don't leave me alone. Where do you get this? And they love the fact that you can't right now.
Right.
Very exclusive.
So what I'm doing is I have ones that people can order and they'll buy, and it's always, I'm not going to stock stuff and start over in my living room all over again, do that, or the back of a trunk of my car or anything.
Right.
But people order, they'll get made, they'll get shipped to them, and then I'm doing custom one-of-one pieces for fun.
Great.
It's just like a hobby to me. I've always done it. That's how PSD kind of got started. I would make certain clothes of my own. If I couldn't afford stuff. I wanted a Wu-Tang sweatshirt, Wu-Wear. I made my own. I cut out the felt and had it sewn.
Way cool.
And that's how it started. Like giving that, I can do this. I can make clothing and run with it.
I love it.
So yeah, there's a lot to it. A lot of people think, oh, you just made a clothing line, and they see the success and they think like, oh yeah, just.
You got a lot of irons in the fire here, man.
It's 18 years.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
And multiple different things.
Yeah, I love. I have tons of hobbies. Man, hobbies is where it's at. Like it just keeps you fresh, and you get bored with something, you got something else right there to just keep you going. And people that know me know I can't sit still.
Right.
And that helps.
Very kinetic
Probably
energy,
poster
man.
child of maybe ADHD, but unmedicated.
Yes. Yep. Undiagnosed.
Thanks to my parents for never taking me in and checking me out, because it made me who I am, and I run the way I run. And
absolutely.
You can either roll with it or not.
So we did mention that you were the keynote speaker last night at commencement at graduation here at good old H.H.S.
Oh, man,
tell us about that experience,
being
man.
in there. I was honored to be asked. At first I was like, public speaking, come on, and but then I started getting excited, and then I started losing sleep over it. I'm like, I want this speech to really hit with the kids. I want them to see me as I'm just a regular person, and I just threw myself out there and really worked at it year in and year out, obviously alongside of my brother, but like nothing came easy. It was just like, we're doing this no matter what. And I really believe that in life. Like you can change your life anytime you want if you're willing to put in the time and just battle through, and that's what we did. So speaking last night, I hope I inspired some people, So
it was like a theme of perseverance, kind of.
Yeah, it was.
Keep plugging away.
Yeah,
man.
I told a couple stories, funny stories. I was not the best student. I was good to my teachers and stuff. I loved the teachers and everything. I was an athlete, but I was horrible at tests. Studying to me, and I think that's why I'm an artist, a good artist, because my brain, I can paint anything, I can draw anything, I create all day long, but have me write an essay or something. It's not for me. You know, it just wasn't my thing. And I think that's the biggest thing in life is find out what you're good at and go after it. There's careers in everything. So whatever you're good at, man. Like you guys, this is a calling for you guys. I know this is fun. The first episode I saw, I'm so pumped that they're doing that. You guys are so great. Your personalities,
our favorite thing's
everything.
The feedback.
It does not matter. Like that's the best part. Like the no celebs. I don't care if I sell 2 T-shirts or 20,000. I don't care. That's like you guys. With
our
this.
demographic is very small. There's just a few people that we're really trying to. I don't know, and it's not even like we're really happy about the connection that everybody's bringing. Bringing back, and it feels like maybe it's just me being self-centered or something. But it feels like more people are doing this nostalgic stuff.
It's great.
It's right great. Because hey, I dug out this VHS tape of our junior biddy basketball game.
Yeah, it's great. Well, as we get older, you look back and you're like, wow.
Yes.
In the old Hornell of like what we grew up with.
There's so much to celebrate, man.
Yep.
So much.
Even talking about Biddy and Pizza King again, knowing that all of you guys were at basketball at the old Y, right? The old YMCA, and then coming here, throwing money in the jukebox.
Rapper's Delight gets unplugged every time.
That was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yep, there was a kill switch here under the
kids. Actually, I never did it, but I was around it. But I remember someone throwing it. Rapper's Delight would come on because that's like 14 minutes long, and they would maybe make it 20 seconds, maybe, and it would just.
You have the infamous kill switch under the soda fountain here.
Not gonna hear that song again.
So John and I were talking earlier about like your inspirations, right? Like was there a specific art teacher here in Hornell that turned you on, or encouraged you in a certain way?
Art,
discouraged you in a certain way, right?
No, obviously
Jaylen Brown story, right?
You know what's funny? You remember Mrs. Knowles?
Yeah,
Mrs. Knowles. Yeah, Knowles. I went to an art camp with her. It ended up being my brother and I. My brother was only there so he could tag along with me.
Right.
He was not an artist. So she was always cool, crazy, kind of like out there in a way. It was awesome to see. But then I went in, obviously, the high school with all the art teachers there. I was in all the advanced classes with Mr. Smith. Mr. Call was there, at times. So, it was great to be in the art classes. But for me, with the inspiration of my art, I kind of, people always ask me, who's your favorite artist? I'm like, I have friends that are artists that I think are great, but I do not study the art scene. I don't know. I've been to the Dali Museum. It's in St. Pete, stuff like that. I go in, I'm like, wow, cool. This guy was dark. There was some crazy stuff. But for me, I like to just do my own thing. So yes, I see inspiration in colors or certain pieces, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, and I'll note it, but I'm always creating in my head. I might see a color scheme I run with and be inspired by it. But as far as other artists I've kind of just done my own thing with it. Because when I was in high school, I was oil painting and all that stuff. I don't touch oils. It's just not my thing. I kind of just, I spray paint and then I brush paint. I just mix whatever I wanted. I could grab a pen and add to it. So yeah, I just run with it. Whatever I'm thinking.
Some of the helmets that you've done.
That's why I airbrushed for a while.
You did backboards and basketball backboards.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of
those just backboards from the B Gym.
Yeah. Oh, they were Legion.
Yeah,
they purchased from an auction. I remember this.
Cool. I painted them all, and
where'd they end up?
So I have them. I'm putting together a show, which has been years and years in the making.
Congratulations, man!
So my show is going to be massive. It's not like, you go to our show, usually it's 10, 12 pieces. Cool, Mine's, I got 100 and some stocked away. I don't sell them. People ask me all the time for certain pieces. I'm like, nah, it'll be for sale when the show happens.
Cool.
Because I just want this overall crazy run at an art scene with just my art. People are going to walk in there and go, this is one guy.
Yeah.
That's what I want, because it's been years and years. Some of my paintings, I think I have dated 2016,
wow.
on them. Yeah, so...
Do you sell prints of
I have.
art?
Yeah, I've made prints here and there, and that's even another thing. I might make 10 of something, I might make 200.
Sure.
And I just whatever sells, and the other stuff just fades away,
I love going to get my hair cut down at Garcia's and checking
out your work.
Yeah.
I guess
moving around down there too.
Yeah, they do.
Yep, they do.
Shout out to Garcia's too.
Yeah,
they always tell me that the kids sit still looking at the art.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever works.
Cool, man. It's you do really impressive art and then you add graffiti to it.
Yeah, exactly. I have a mixed street style. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I know we're coming up on our half-hour interview with Ryan.
Yeah.
We were given a half an hour by his people. No, I'm kidding. We were the people. We've all got things to do, and you even mentioned it too.
Yeah.
You're out of here tomorrow, out of Hornell for a little while. We might see you again soon. Ryan, do you want to plug a website? Do you want to plug anything or any final thoughts with us today?
Oh man, I don't need to promote anything. Honestly, it's more of I'm very proud to be be from Hornell. I really am. Last night was a great like icing on the cake. You know, it was just a great feeling to be up there. I had some classmates that had kids graduating and stuff. It was wild to see old teachers, you know, that I haven't seen in forever. Everybody was supportive. So, man, I try to represent Hornell everywhere I go. You know, I lived in Los Angeles for a long time, but I'm still from here. You know, this is
dude. Home. Still being from here and staying from here, we want you to know how proud we are of you, man.
Thank you.
To be a friend and a teammate, and we'll always be champions together.
That's right.
Don't take it away from you. We'll always be champions.
And kings, pizza kings.
It is, man. We're just super honored that you came down to the show today for us.
Anytime, man. I love this stuff.
Yep, this is great. Yeah, thank you to Jeff and the whole crew here. Ryan, thank you very much.
This is great. Yeah.
We will see you all again.
We're not sure what the clip's going to be, but you'll get something here.
Yeah. Let's dig it up.
Right.
Get us that photo of Dan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ryan. We'll see you guys later on Outside the Rotunda. No, Beyond the Rotunda, BTR.
We have a special song that's going to be performed by David Wolever and John Lewis.
Alright, that's cool. Got real nice real quick today. It's a good night. I'm John. This is my friend Dave. This is probably about it. So tonight we wish you peace, we wish you love, and we give you music. Alright, good night.
Stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable. In the end, it's right. I hope you have the time of your life. And still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good times. Tattoos and memories of this skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable. In the end, it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Tonight, this was for the class of 9.